One band that's always been interesting to me, and no one's able to talk to me about them, is the Mad.
They were interesting. They were interesting. They were a bit much for me, honestly, as a kid because I wasn't into all the theatrical stuff. I was never really into like Alice Cooper, and I was never into all the look. Screaming Mad George was an amazing artist, but he always took places to such a fucking gross place. Like all his art was always just like people, like people getting mutilated and babies getting ripped out of fucking bellies and people eating vomit and shit, like all kinds of really just like. And I'm 12, and I'm like, ew, he'd be up there on stage like ripping fucking fetuses out of his fucking belly and then like sticking his hand down his pants and pulling out shit and eating it. I mean, it was just like peanut butter and crackers and shit like that. But I'm like trying not to puke. I'm like, yo, fuck this, I was like, so I couldn't even really appreciate the music as much as I probably would have had he not been doing all of that shit. And we used to dig with them, man.
That's what I was going to say. Like, as a kid, at least, are you seeing the behind the scenes and knowing, like,
Yeah, and he'd be making up the shit, like, and he'd be like, "Try it, it's good." And I'd be like, "No." he's like, "It's just peanut butter and crackers and blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, "No."
and then he goes on and does the effects for the Reanimator movies.
Yeah, man. Fuck. No, it's yeah, he's fucking. It's fucked up too because I remember doing an interview back then, a pretty big interview, and I kind of went deep like that because as a kid you don't know what the fuck you're saying. They should have never gave me a microphone when I was a kid. Almost every time they did, I said some fucked up shit. I kind of shit on the man. I always felt bad for it because of that. Like I just was just like they're gross. I was just like I don't want to see that shit. Like I basically just said what I said to you, but different, and I kind of yeah. Anyway.